This lesson, we're going to learn all about using scopes in Power Automate Cloud Flows. Scopes are a great way to organize your flow, make it a little bit tighter by grouping actions into a scope and then giving that scope a label to explain what it contains. So I have this cloud flow here, and I've got a series of compose actions. You can see these purple ones here, and there's 6 of them, and they're all doing essentially the same thing. So what I want to do is I want to add a scope to my flow, and I'm going to merge all of those actions, those compose actions into my scope. And in doing so, it's going to make our flow look a little bit cleaner, look like a little bit like there's fewer actions. And then we're going to give that scope a label. And also, we're going to add some notes as well. So the first thing that we need to do is add in our scope. And we can do that by adding in an action in between these 2 actions here by clicking the plus and then add an action. And all we need to do is search for scope, and we can see scope under actions. So we're going to select that. Now we can see we have the option to add an action, but I already have all the actions created that I want to put inside this scope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag. And I want to drag all of these 6 compose actions into this scope. And once I have them all in here, you can see that I can just minimize the scope. Now it looks a little bit cleaner, right? We don't have a bunch of boring compose actions all in a row. And now what we can do here is we can rename this scope. And I'm going to rename it, but leaving the word scope there. And that's just a naming convention that I use on my team so that I always retain the original name, the Power Automate designated name of the action, and then I follow it with a colon, space, and some more descriptive information. So in this case, we're just going to call it compose actions. We click enter, accepts the name. Now we can do something a little bit extra by adding a note. So we add a note here, and we can be more descriptive, like what are these actions inside this scope doing? These compose actions are creating the variables from the body of the email for use in the certificate and email sentence. Now, if we hit enter, we can see our little note is appearing here. And again, if we minimize this, that's going to hide the note and the action. So in order to see what's in there, you're going to have to click on it and open it up here. And if we want to hide this note, we can click here, and that hides the note. Is our note still there? Well, if we click over here, we have the option for edit note. So we can see our note is still there. If I hit enter, it's going to make the note appear again. And once again, we minimize and it goes away. So notes are really a way to explain to someone who is viewing the flow more about the individual actions that are happening within the flow. They're different from comments in that comments are used so that if you're collaborating on a flow with someone, you'll be able to see the comments on the side, just as you would if you were collaborating on a Word document or something similar like that. So if we open new comment, here's where we'll see the comments. But the the notes are really a way to keep a description on something long-term for your flow. So that's how the scope and the notes work for keeping your flows really organized and keeping and having descriptions on your actions that will help your team to navigate the contents of your flow a little bit better. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful for you. And as always, we will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.